Hey everyone, I'm back. As promised, I'm Maribel Blue. And as you know, I have now begun incorporating a new thing called business enterprise coaching. I have realized over time that many people have come forward calling themselves educators without having the proper education. Now, I'm not saying you necessarily have to go to college or anything like that. I don't want to insult people. However, I really think that it is important to have sufficient education in order for you to pass that knowledge on to somebody else so that they can be successful in their business. And this is the reason why I felt the need to step forward and step in and help people really understand the values of business management, branding, marketing, just understanding business as a whole. So I wanted to put something out kind of like a free introduction because, of course, I'm not going to do all of my business consulting for free. And I wanted to give you a taste of what I will be teaching. But here's the other thing, it's also very important to know that every individual is different. Every person, how they run their business is different, their visions are different. So, my take on this whole thing is very personal. It's a personalized thing. It's not a thing of, well, give me a call, we'll set up a consultation, and I'll look at your website and I'll tell you what you need to do. It's going to be much more detailed than that, than just telling you what platform you should be using. Should you be blogging? Yes or no? Really understanding the values of SEO. There's just so much more to that than just showing face and saying, here I am, here's my site, here's this, here's that. So I wanted to have you all to keep that in mind of what I am offering, um, with my college credits, with experience in business management, with working with companies independently, and also all of the experiences that I've had working in different law firms when I was living back in New York and everything that I've learned, which I meant to say in my last video. Now that I'm thinking about it, and I should have written it down, I did write it down. I'm just not on that page. Let's just get down. We are going to be offering webinar courses via Kinky Magazine. This was also another reason why I felt it was super important to educate our community on all different levels, not just BDSM 101, all different types of courses, that will help you with business management, with content creation, with preventing yourself from burning out, even things on a legal standpoint. I'm not going to emphasize because I know somebody's going to see this and then be like, I know somebody, and think that they could do it themselves. And it doesn't ever turn out well. So I'm being very elusive on purpose because I have had things in the past taken from me before. And I will always say this, when you take somebody's ideas and think that you can execute it in the manner, in the way that the person had expressed it, it's never going to work out in your favor. And that's just the truth. That's the way I feel. People may not agree with me. I don't care. My thing is that I want people to be able to come forward and discuss with me what it is that they're looking for, what they wish to achieve, what goals, etc. And let's talk about your plan. And this is not a one-time thing. It can be a one-time thing if you want it to be. However, if you want to continue and climb your way to success, I have the means to show you how. And with all that being said, I have some notes here, like I said before, that I just wanted to follow through a little bit on what I will be talking about. Um, the first thing that I believe in is you should write down everything that you think of, even if it's not a great idea, even if it's not an idea you don't wish to pursue, I think it's important that you write these things down so that you don't forget them. And for me, I'm old school. There's something about that pen that hits the paper that makes everything come to fruition. And when you write these things down, you have a better understanding of what it is that you're trying to do. Sometimes, even, I mean, you can use your phone and use the notes or whatever app that you have to keep notes, etc. But having it in a notebook makes all the difference in the world for me. I feel like it has been super effective in how I decide to produce any of my ideas. And a lot of the times I could be in the middle of it and then just say, well, maybe this is not going to work. Maybe it'll work later. Who knows? But the idea is that you have a notebook and you are keeping these things in a set place. You can always go back and revisit for later on, whatever it is that you decide to do. And the other thing is that when you have an idea in place and you've written it down and you've done like your pros and cons, set up your plans. How long do you wish to execute this idea? How long will it take? How much money will you have to put into it? Because let me tell you something, we can have great ideas. However, a lot of the times we don't want to put in so much money and have all of that money absorbed just for the idea to just die in a black hole. Nobody wants that to happen. So it's really super important that that you set up your plans. Just had another idea. I need to write it down. Not another idea, but another thing that I wanted to say. So I want to write it so that I don't forget. Okay. So the other thing is that when you're doing these things and you're setting up these plans, how do you plan on executing each step, which is what I was saying before? How long will it take? How much of your time will you have to put into it with other projects that you're working on? So you have to be mindful and fair to yourself that if you're planning on doing something, that you're going to see it through. And these are the some of the things that I have seen people do because they want to jump on a bandwagon, that they're seeing something positive is happening and then they want to be in it because they want to be the star of the show. And at the end of the day, it's not really about being the star of the show. It's about achieving your goals. There's a big difference here when you want to do something. And when you don't follow through, and then someone asks you, what happened? Where did this go? And you ignore it, and then other people jump in, oh, yeah, like this was going on, like what happened with it, what have you. Responding to it is what you need to do and not ignore it. And when I say responding to it, maybe you changed your mind about it. You didn't feel good about the project. For whatever reason that is, be honest and be forthcoming. Preying on people and using your emotions and crying and saying these horrible personal things are going on in your life and this is the reason why I couldn't do this or that. No, that is not a business ethical. Preying on people with your emotions is not business ethic. I needed to say that because we have a lot of people that see things on social media and it drives their emotions and they buy into it and they believe it and not realize that they're being kind of scammed. Not scammed money, but scammed buying into somebody's emotions and tears and what have you. That's not business ethical. And, sometimes some things need to be said. Some people may not agree. Again, I'm not here to say, I want you to agree with me or I want you to disagree with me. My goal is that I want you to be successful in your business. And how do you attain that? How do you become successful? You have to be with the right people who have the right knowledge that can share with you what it is that you need to know, what it is that you need to drive with that information so that you can be stronger and better. And that's what this is about. It is about attaining goals and achieving them and living them out. And not only that too, but learning even how to invest, because sometimes, I mean, let's be real, especially in the adult industry, sometimes you may not be doing whatever it is that you're doing forever. Whatever roles that you play as far as your adult nature is concerned, some things can happen. And the reality is that we have to be mindful how we are going to live out our future. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying get out or plan on exiting or anything of that nature. It's just smart investments that you can make towards your business. Sorry, I'm like looking at the stuff over here on the side because this is all new to me. And I apologize if I have to do two things at one time. I don't have somebody here helping me. So it's all on me. So the other thing that I wanted to say was, most importantly, what are your motives? I jumped ahead because I said always follow through, but I'll probably go back to that in a minute. Know what your motives are. Why are you doing this? One of the things that I got involved with King Lexa was the bigger than sex movement. She called me a couple of weeks ago. She explained her goals to me, what she was wishing to do, how she was wishing to do it. And I was all for it. I was with her 100%. I should say I am still with her because I'm still helping her. She comes to me with her ideas. She discusses with me with it. I give her sound advice of what's going to work, what may work, what she wishes to achieve. And look at the things that she's doing as a result of taking different types of advice that she feels is going to work for the bigger than sex movement. And I'm really, really proud of her. She has really grown into the things that she's doing, and she continues to grow. I mean, not just from me, but other reputable sources that she's using to be able to attain those goals. And she's following through, which is the most important thing. I think when you're raising money for a charitable organization, it's probably one of the biggest challenges that you can meet when you're doing something like that. You can't let it fall through because it's out there for the world to see what it is that you're doing. And it doesn't become about you, it becomes about the cause. And this is why I respect her so much in what it is that she's doing. And it's very, very important that we do that, that we have that type of reflection and remember why it is that we're doing what we're doing. And I've always said, when I started my magazine, it wasn't about me. It was about bringing a community together to be able to have a platform to share their ideas, their thoughts, whatever it is, their relationships. And I really enjoyed that because at that time it was different. I was able to go out and meet with people and go to different parties and gatherings and events and just meet and talk to different people. I would have my tape recorder with me all the time. And I would ask people, hey, are you interested in being interviewed? I have this magazine. We're doing these things. We want to recognize this community. And everybody was for it. And I really, really enjoyed doing that. And I miss that. I mean, I know I'm out here in Arizona. It's like a completely different life. And, we're in 2020. We're not back in 2003, 2004, where the internet was still young, and texting was a little bit different before smartphones got smarter. And now our phones can track us wherever it is that we go. We can't hide. Um, So I did want to be able to share with you those notes. Of course, there's a lot more. There's a lot more technology. There's a lot more terms when it comes to business management as a whole. When I'm talking about business management, I'm talking about everything all inclusive. So I want to be able to offer you that. And I like got lost in my thoughts. I created a special phone number specifically for consultations so that when you do schedule your first 15-minute free consultation, we will also discuss fees and rates because, like I said, everybody is different. You all have different types of business minds and goals and achievements, anything that you wish to do. Everybody is different. We are not all the same. And this is the reason why I'm so excited about putting this together and be able to offer you this enterprise coaching. So, of course, I'm going to put this up over here. You can find more details on business enterprise coaching right here on maribelblue.com. And also, I wanted to say that because I will be making some notes in the blog, you will now have to sign up to read those blogs. I might be doing it for Unfiltered, although Unfiltered is a little different. There's a website there. It's more not adult related, but more social reality TV, just kind of alternative topics that are not really related to the adult world. I'd like to keep everything separate if I can. And then, of course, if you want to be interviewed on Kinky Magazine, here's the email address. It's interviews@kinkymagazine.com. Both Lewis and I have access to those emails, and we will reply to you as soon as humanly possible. And when we do come up with something for a new section where people who will not be on the cover be still featured in the magazine, we'll get back to you on that. And of course, if you want to advertise, just contact kinkymagazine@gmail.com and I will respond to you. And remember that advertising, it's not just here now where we have this video format. It's also Skyhawk After Dark. It's inside Kinky Magazine, maribelblue.com. I don't have advertising space in Maribel Blue Unfiltered on the site. However, and this is where my next announcement comes in, I will no longer be doing live shows on Blog Talk Radio. I have found that Blog Talk Radio, how do I be nice? Wait, this is supposed to be unfiltered. I'm not finding Blog Talk Radio to be as conducive as it was once upon a time. I know that people enjoy listening to the live shows. I've had Nelson from WTF TV on, and it's been really great. And I'm not discontinuing my account in the event that I want to do something live. However, wouldn't it be more fun to have a video format live, which we can do here, instead of doing it on the radio? So I wanted to put that out there. That was the PSA I was talking about earlier this morning on Twitter. I just wanted to run to the store and get some things in order before I came home and got all dialed up so that I could do this. And now I got to edit it. So, with all that being said, there are many different things going on here in the House of Kinky, and I'm very, very excited about it. I'm especially excited about the business enterprise coaching that I want to offer to you. And again, if you have any questions, you can always hit me up on Twitter at Maribel Blue, or you can use this email. It's not just for advertising, but it's for everything. So you should hit me up there if you have any questions at all. And like I said before, I am videoing 2 interviews this week. And that's it. I hope I didn't leave anything out. And I hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to each other, and most importantly, take care of you. Bye, everybody.